It's day 2 of Toronto After Dark 2016. And the first film of the night does not qualify for the 31 Days of Horror, so it gets its own separate little video here, because we do like to talk about everything we see here. And that is the buddy cop film, War on Everyone. Essentially, if you want to liken it to anything, the way they described it is probably a good way. Trying to make a buddy cop movie when you're not North American. So you're kind of looking at it from the outside. You didn't grow up in North America. You aren't from North America. You didn't grow up with, you know, everything North America short of what you see on television and film, and then you try and emulate that. This is a UK production, even though it's...
They were all like English. I mean, you know, American or whatever, or Canadian. I don't know. They were North American.
They seemed like they were all North American. It's a buddy cop movie, even though, you know, one of them is Alexander Skarsgard, who's not North American.
Who was he?
He was the blonde one. The Icelandic one.
That was the black guy. Listen, can we get one thing straight here? What time is it?
3.
Okay.
3 in the morning.
What time do I normally go to bed?
8. Close. But.
Okay. So I'm tired. Okay.
Yeah, so the film, I'll give you a rundown. It's written and directed by
Don't bother asking me.
John Michael McDonagh, who most people probably won't know, but he did The Guard and Cavalry. And for some reason he decided to try his hand at the buddy cop type film. Cool, whatever. The buddy cops are played by Alexander Skarsgard and Michael Pena. Skarsgard, I mean, it doesn't really need any introductions, but if you watch True Blood at all, that's where most people are going to know him from, though he's been in a ton of other stuff. And then Michael Pena's been in things like The Martian and Fury and End of Watch, another buddy cop movie, oddly enough, though not comedy. Very different. He was also in Shooter and all sorts of stuff. So both of them are seasoned veterans, essentially, of not just like small screen, but like big screen films. Like they're Hollywood, you know, not mega stars, but they've been in a lot of stuff. You didn't recognize either of them, did you? I was wondering if you had. I should have asked you right afterwards, but
No.
No, not so much, eh? And essentially this is a buddy cop comedy. Yeah, there isn't really much of a story to tell. The idea behind this is they are bad cops. So think of Bad Boys, you know, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, except you lose any political correctness, I guess, in terms of, you know, the cops. They have no regard for safety or you know, political correctness or anything like that kind of stuff. They are very much just open their mouths and let it fly, do whatever they want, beat up whoever they want, you know, essentially. And they've been written up multiple times, it seems, and they're sort of on their last leg, which is always the case. It doesn't matter what buddy cop movie you're in, that always seems to be the thing. It's always been like, if you do that one more time, that's it, you're canned. And well, I guess that's essentially how they find themselves in this particular film. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, there are other people in the film, but
yeah, it's not just two guys.
It's not just two guys. I mean, they have.
That'd be pretty boring.
They have, you know, the bad guys, and you didn't recognize anybody, did you? No. Okay, so I won't go on to them. If she didn't recognize them, I'm not going to go into them. Because there are enough characters in there who played parts that were kind of important, but, I mean, there's so many of them that would just go on forever. Yeah, so it is played for laughs, and it is played hard for laughs. It's, you know, South Park level potty mouth, and I'm trying to think what kind of character has no regard for anything. I'm trying to think, there have been other movies. I don't know. Okay, not even coming to me right now. It's 3 a.m. What do I expect? But yeah, it's a little over the top, but there is a lot of he is trying to hit all the tropes that are there in the buddy cop comedies, car chases, you know, foot chases, a lot of stuff like that. And the good thing about the film is it does tend to keep a good pace going.
Yeah.
As it put her to sleep, right?
No, it didn't.
And it did not only that keep a good pace, but it kept the jokes coming. For the most part, I think they were pretty consistent until you started getting towards the end.
Because it was too long.
It was too long. It had overstayed its welcome.
Like, I liked it. I did find it funny, but then I don't remember at what point in the movie, but I was just kind of thinking, like, okay, are we gonna be done soon? Because even though I liked it, it was too much, too long. It was too long.
It was too long, and one of the big problems is the jokes. Really, they died. We got no light. Really died off in essentially what would be considered, I guess, the climax of the film. It kind of, which often happens with these films, comedies in general, rom-coms, everything. The comedy is like all heavy at the beginning of the film, and then they decide to tell the story at the end. And it's like, but what happened to the laughs? I came here for the laughs. And this film really feels it. Really feels it. I mean, they try some jokes near the end, but they don't really hit, I didn't find. Which is disappointing, because some of the jokes in this film were really, really good. And the timing was like perfect. Whereas other ones were kind of, you know, hit and miss, but there were some real doozies. Like, they had the entire audience like dying. And for a good amount of time. One of them involves Iceland, and it was brilliant. Like, I as you can tell, like, it's even just thinking about the joke. You know what the joke is just by bringing it up, and it still makes you smile, laugh, giggle, short, whatever. So in that sense, it was an entertaining film, but like Leslie said, it's too long. Too long. What's the runtime on this, anyways?
I'll watch it be like 80 minutes or something. We're like, what?
Yeah, really, eh? Does it even say?
Oh, it says right there, too long.
Too long. I'm gonna have to go to the
I should have been in that movie.
Yeah, really, eh? Oh my god. 138 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Too long. You don't get comedies that are like over an hour and a half, generally.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not 8 hours, or 8 minutes too long. It's more than 8 minutes too long.
Well, yeah, like...
Right, like...
Oh, wait. Okay. I thought... Okay. It's not as long as I thought.
You thought it was 138 minutes?
Yes, that's what I thought. So that's why I was like, whoa, that makes sense. But
yeah, no, it's not so much. But, and it wasn't... There are a few segments where they're trying to do more action than the comedy. And I get that. I just think they should have stuck with comedy, because comedy was really the go-to thing in this film that made it work. The action was okay, but it was really the comedy that you watch this one for. So, yeah. Would you recommend people check this one out if they can?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? It took me a bit getting it, and the trailer didn't really sell me on this film. I'm not going to lie. It looks
I didn't actually
really, really low budget in terms of the trailer. Like, it does not sell the film to me. And I see the scenes in the film where the trailer, you know, picks from them, and you're like, yeah, okay, those may not have been the best sequences, but at the same time, it's hard to sell a comedy without giving away the best jokes. And
yeah, I hate that. You see a trailer and you're like, oh, this looks good. And then you see the movie and it's like they took the best part of the movie and then that's it.
That was the trailer, and there was nothing else to go with it. And part of the problem, I think, with this one is some of the best jokes, they're a little racist, or you know.
Oh yeah, don't see this movie if you're like easily offended.
Yeah. It like I said, South Park level, but it doesn't have the smarts of South Park. Like South Park has a message behind all of the you know, bigotry, or you know, that might be involved, the crassness of it. This one's more just crassness for the sake of being crass. And honestly, though I like the two actors, I wouldn't say they were great in this. I mean, they're okay.
I wasn't paying attention to acting ability.
You know, it's not like when you're watching, you know, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence play off each other. Those guys, you know, like, there's a kind of a camaraderie going on. There's kind of a playfulness.
Is that Men in Black? Is that what
No, that would be Bad Boys. Would be the ones.
Well, I didn't see either of those.
Oh, really? Okay. Or even if you take what was it, Jackie Chan and
the white guy with the weird nose.
What? Are you thinking of like Shanghai Nights?
They were in a couple things together, I think.
Yes, they were. I was thinking about the buddy cop movies he was in, not so much the Western. Yeah.
I'm being very politically correct today.
You know, and even those guys, you could see there was some play. I mean, there might have been. I mean, if you saw the behind-the-scenes stuff, I'm sure there was joking and stuff involved. There always usually is with this kind of stuff. But, I don't know. I
think they were supposed to be playing kind of serious with each other.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things where you look at a lot of the other ones, they are trying to be... They're being comedians, right? Whereas these guys are... The reason why it's funny is because of what they're doing, more so than how they're kind of... you know, being comedians, because they're straight up bad, like not bad as in bad performance, but bad cops. Like, they are not good cops. You know, they were, what was it, the jockey? There's a jockey in it.
Oh.
And, you know, he's obviously short. And, of course, the one cop that's going to go after him is Skarsgard, who's like twice his size. And it's just like, the guy's like, go away, go away, go away. And Skarsgard's just like, what are you going to do? Like, honestly, I'm twice your size. And then he just makes fun of him. It's just like, oh my god. But, yeah. And there's a lot of moments in the film that are kind of unexpected. Like, I would think the joke was going one way, but it kind of went in a way that I didn't expect to happen. And I was thinking specifically about the jockey when he's torturing him in the water.
I don't know which way you were thinking it was going. No, I didn't think that was going to happen.
No, exactly, right? Like, completely unexpected, something happens. And then the reaction to it was obviously not exactly what I was expecting either.
But it was funny.
But it was funny, right? So yeah, I would say, you know what, if you can find War on Everyone when it eventually comes out, track it down. I wouldn't necessarily say go see it in theaters, though.
No, you don't have to.
It is something that's more towards the rent, video on demand, Netflix area. If you're really big into buddy cops and that type of film, then I don't think you'd be disappointed by purchasing this. But I don't think I'd pay the $30 opening Tuesday type price that you might find. So that's essentially what, if you're going to give it some stars, what would you rate it?
Well, should I say what I gave it today?
Sure, if you want.
I gave it 3. But I like comedies more than you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think I gave it
2? Did you give it 2?
I'm trying to think. I think I gave it 3.
Oh, really?
I think I gave it 3.
Oh.
I probably would have gone 2.5 if there was a 2.5 option, but there isn't a 2.5 option on the ballot, so.
No, and I heard somebody comment on the way out that he would have given it a 4, but it was too long.
Yeah, that's it, right? I think it's a 3 in terms of comedy and stuff, but it is just too long, so I'd have to deduct it a little bit, and yeah, give it a 2.5. Unfortunately, I hate when they go too long. But yeah, that's the first film of the second day of Toronto After Dark Film Festival, but not part of the 31 Days of Horror, unfortunately, because it's a buddy cop comedy.
Yeah.
Not a horror movie.
Don't know why that was in there.
Well, it's falls kind of under the cult status because of, you know, just how bad it is, I guess.
That it's so bad it's good.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.